Have you ever felt a connection with a woman and found yourself wondering if she was feeling the same thing too, but you just couldn't quite read the signs? Today, I'm going to uncover the 3 subtle signals that show she may already be feeling desire. And believe me, the third one happens right in front of most men, yet almost nobody notices it early enough. Hello and welcome back. I'm Mary Smith, the host of the Mindful Senior Living YouTube channel. Let me tell you something. Many men sense these quiet signals, but they struggle to understand the subtle, nearly invisible ways a woman expresses desire once it starts to grow. Chapter 2. Why most men overlook these signs. Before we explore these signs together, there's something very important I want you to understand. If you've ever replayed a conversation in your mind, wondering whether a woman was interested in you, if you've ever walked away from an interaction only to realize later you may have missed something, that does not mean you're awkward, clueless, or lacking confidence. It simply means nobody ever taught you how to recognize the language of female attraction, and that language is very different from what most men expect. You see, men and women often experience attraction in completely different ways. For many men, attraction feels immediate and direct. Chapter 3. Sign number 1. She finds excuses to touch you. You notice someone, you feel attracted, and you naturally want to move toward that feeling quickly. But for many women, attraction develops in a quieter, more gradual way. It's not usually a sudden rush forward. It's more like opening tiny doors one by one and waiting to see whether someone notices them. Women often observe the emotional environment first. They pay attention. They create little moments. They look for comfort, curiosity, safety, and mutual interest before allowing attraction to deepen. And if you observe carefully, you'll notice something fascinating. Women rarely announce their attraction loudly. More often, they whisper it. Those whispers appear in body language, subtle behaviors, eye contact, tone of voice, and even the way she positions herself around you. These moments are so subtle that if you blink, you can miss them completely. But once you understand what to watch for, something incredible begins to happen. Suddenly, patterns start becoming visible. Situations that once confused you begin making sense. Moments that once slipped right past you suddenly stand out clearly. And that's exactly what we're going to look at today. Chapter 4. Sign number 2. She gives you focused attention. But before we continue, I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever looked back on a moment years later and realized a woman may actually have liked you? Maybe it was a coworker who always seemed to find reasons to talk with you. Maybe it was someone at a party who stayed near you longer than necessary. Maybe it was a woman who laughed at your jokes just a little harder than everyone else did. At the time, you brushed it off. You assumed she was simply being nice, but later you wondered. And if that has ever happened to you, I want you to know you're far from alone. Millions of men experience this, and the reason is not a lack of awareness or intelligence. It's simply because most men were never shown how to recognize these signals. So today, we're going to slow everything down and examine 3 of the clearest whispers of female desire. These are not dramatic gestures. They're not bold confessions. They are quiet signals that reveal attraction may already be growing. And once you start recognizing them, your understanding of social interaction can completely change. Now, if you're already enjoying this discussion, take a quick moment to tap the like button. It helps more people discover these conversations and allows this channel to continue sharing thoughtful insights about psychology, relationships, and human behavior. Chapter 5. Sign number 3. She creates private emotional moments. All right, let's begin with the very first signal. The first sign a woman may already feel desire is something incredibly simple, yet surprisingly powerful. Touch. But not just any kind of touch. I'm talking about those moments where a woman touches you without any obvious reason. This isn't an accidental brush of the hand. It's not a quick coworker-style tap on the shoulder. It's something slightly different. It's intentional, even if she doesn't consciously realize she's doing it. In neuroscience, this is sometimes described as initiating contact. When attraction becomes active in the brain, the body naturally looks for subtle ways to reduce physical distance. Touch becomes a bridge. Imagine this scenario. You're standing and talking with a woman. The two of you are laughing about something. As she responds, she lightly touches your arm for a brief moment. Then she leaves her hand there just a second longer than necessary. Not long enough to feel dramatic, just long enough for your brain to notice. That tiny pause matters more than most people realize, because that extra second often reflects comfort. And comfort is one of the earliest foundations of attraction. When someone feels uncomfortable around you, their body naturally maintains distance. Their gestures stay guarded. Their movements remain contained. But when a woman feels warmth, curiosity, and growing attraction, the body often relaxes its boundaries, and touch starts appearing naturally. Sometimes it's extremely subtle. She may jokingly adjust your collar. She may tap your arm while laughing. She might lightly guide you through a crowd. None of these moments loudly announce desire, but together they create a pattern. Let me share a story that illustrates this perfectly. A man once told me about a moment at a friend's birthday party. He had been talking to a woman